Welcome to Mouthfuls. The higher-ups decided that we all fucking suck at games, and so we should just cut our losses and just pray that no one leaves. I was gonna say this. Hopefully it comes out soon. Fuck, that's all I wanted to say. It was gonna be stupid. No, not backing. I revealed the joke.
Smash Ultimate's coming out soon. I can't wait.
Yeah, Smash Ultimate's gonna be so close.
Very topical
Man, maybe they'll add
stuff.
Steve.
Pandemic? What's that? Never heard of her.
Can I skip on the shit part?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we agree? Probably read the fine print, but no one does that.
They will all
Shit in little tiny letters.
I can do it. You want me to let me start us off? I can. No, you guys
come
go.
On, start us off, Daniel. What are we talking about today?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna be talking.
Yeah.
Jay, you had like the wording for it. Why do you make videos?
Origin stories.
We're already started. Why do we keep making videos? I think that. Well, yeah. Like, why? What made you want to make YouTube videos, and like, how did you start it?
So I mean, when I was a kid, I would watch like a lot of Game Grumps, and I mean, I remember I went to one of my friend's house, and he showed me like a Source SFM, that's it. Really funny. So I like did some research, and I was like, oh, these guys make like YouTube videos, they're like a gaming channel. That's really cool. And then I realized that one of them was like, you know, Egoraptor, and I'd watched his cartoons back on like Newgrounds. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he like did stuff nowadays. And then I did like some digging, and I was like, oh, JonTron has his own channel too. He does like funny reviews and stuff. So I was like, huh, I want to do. And then I mean, I didn't really find any kind of audience. I had like a couple hundred subscribers. But then, you know, a little Discord server was made by a friend of ours.
The claim I had?
The clan in the very beginning.
The fuck it, the Illuminati? No,
Today.
No, not Illuminati. Everyone had it in their tag.
Oh, no, you
Women
United.
Today,
I
can we
remember.
not talk? No,
That's my favorite part.
Didn't happen.
I remember.
Nope.
Specifically, Women United today, because
sounds like giant dog turd to me. No, not something that I would do.
I don't remember that one, guys. That one escapes my
I
memory.
remember that because Vian is the one that reached out to me, and he was like, I liked your Sonic Mania video, because I made a Sonic Mania video, obviously. And he was like, do you want to make a video sometime? And I saw he was a Splatoon creator. I didn't have Splatoon, so I was like, you know, when I get paid from my really shitty part-time job, I'll get a copy of Splatoon. But then Jacob gave me a copy of Splatoon, so I was like, oh, sick. So I'll make a video with you now. And then at the end of that session, he was like, okay, I've got a couple other friends in the community. GG Gabriel Gaming, Jmoji, Eds, you know, The Last Laugh. And I was like, okay, all right, cool, I'll check them out. And I remember we ran into a Woomy United Today member when we were recording, and I was like, what does that mean? He was like, it's a long story, okay?
That was back then. Who knew?
And I mean, from there, it's just, you know, it's just kind of one thing led to another. It's all networking and stuff like that.
I love when origin stories end up like that. It's yeah, one thing led to another, and you know,
basically your point to just stop talking because it's not interesting at that point.
I sold my soul to the Illuminati, and now here I am.
And then the algorithm kind of like blessed my channel as a result. Sold my soul to the devil.
Yeah, I made a blood pact with the Splatoon community, and now we're like this.
And now here I am, wondering what keeps me going from now. Here I am, chugging a little bit more each day.
Jmoji,
right.
How about you, huh?
My origin
your
story
origin
for
story.
YouTube?
Go for it.
Oh man. My inspiration was YouTube. My inspiration for doing YouTube was Minecraft channels back when that was its big thing, and I think like one of the first YouTube videos I ever watched was the Syndicate Project, and he did like the Minecraft project. It was his survival series, whatever. I got so into that, and I was like, I was a 12. So I shouldn't have been making YouTube videos. YouTube don't kill me, but I started up a channel. Yeah,
I'm calling the police.
Tomorrow your channel's been terminated.
Yeah, right. This podcast doesn't even go out. They hear the mic feed and they're like, "We got to take this guy down."
Your FBI agent is like, "Huh, that doesn't sound right. I'm gonna tell YouTube about this."
Right. We got him. Contact Susan. Taking this guy down.
Susan.
Oh my gosh! But that's when I started. I made my little Minecraft channel, and I was like, I'm gonna make YouTube videos that will inspire millions. Now now I have to come up with a cool channel name. And I came up with the channel name Butt Eggs. Which
yes, I remember.
What?
Yes. Butt
Yeah.
Eggs
I never heard
MC.
this.
I never told you that.
He's
Dan?
Butt
You
Eggs
never knew?
MC.
Butt eggs?
Butt eggs.
The name of my first YouTube channel was named Butt Eggs, BUTTEGGS.
Butt Eggs
Butt Eggs
MC.
MC for Minecraft.
But
And you switched?
why would you?
Dude,
Yeah, why would
only
you
a
ever
12-year-old
change?
Only a 12-year-old could come up with the name fucking Butt Eggs and be like, that's gonna make me millions.
Well, I mean,
I thought I was sad.
it's a catchy name, you know. I will definitely remember butt eggs after this.
You will.
This
You will
recording.
remember it, but maybe not for the right reasons. So that's why I switched my channel name. Well,
Hey there, Screenwave. Is it too late to change our name to the Butt Eggs Podcast? Or is that like, is the ship
Butt
sailed?
Eggs.
Maybe we can be the mouthfuls of butt eggs, you know? It's like,
No!
not the butt eggs.
I don't like that pair.
Maybe
don't
that's
think
what we
that's a
drew
good
a
idea.
line.
Jay, go ahead, though.
I don't think that's a good idea. But I was making Minecraft videos on there for a while, like shitty Minecraft videos, and then I went over to Jmoji and I wanted to do like Nintendo stuff, so I started making all like Mario Kart. I did a Minecraft video, but then I found Splatoon actually through Gab. Gab's the reason that I play Splatoon and made Splatoon videos. And
You know, that
so-
kind of forgives Woomy United today, you know? I brought you Jmoji people. You're welcome.
it's a check and balance, you know.
I may have made Woomy United today,
Jmoji,
but I gave you Jmoji.
it's a trade offer.
Equivalent exchange.
Oh, checks and balances, man. But yeah, so after I saw Gab's videos and a couple other Splatooners, because the Splatoon scene was very small at the time, I was like, I want to make Splatoon videos. Like, this game is so cool. And I released a video called the I Hate series. It was like I Hate Rollers or something, and it flopped so bad. It was like a tear. And I had 28 subscribers, and it flopped. So we're talking like 5 views in a month. And I was like, this is terrible. And then I continued with that series because like, no, I like this. I think it's going to be entertaining. I enjoy doing it. So I'm going to put it out there. And I put out the second episode. And if I hadn't released that second episode, I might not be at all where I am, because it just caught the attention of people. And I kept doing that series. And then I met people like Vian and Gab and Dan. And I think Fires, I think I met you the latest.
You met
out
me
of,
last,
like, these
yeah,
three.
2018.
Yeah.
We met in 2018.
And freaking again, one thing led to another, and now here we are in a 4-way marriage making YouTube videos.
Yes,
What can
sir.
I say?
Love
But
the
yeah, yeah, it definitely. I think a lot of like the early stuff was perpetuated by the people that I met, i.e., you guys, because you know we make videos and do streams together and stuff like that, and it kind of keeps us going. Now here we are.
Yeah.
So that's where I came from. I hatched from the butt egg. And thank God I never looked back.
Genuine
boy.
question. Was there like a logical step to naming yourself Butt Egg, or was it just like, lol, it says butt and eggs and, you know, go for it? Or...
So I can't trace back exactly where it came from, but I remember my dad and I used to have an inside joke called Dirty Pork Chop, where one day he dropped a pork chop on the floor and he was like, fuck, I'm still eating it. And he ate it. So I called it Dirty Pork Chop. I can only assume Butt Egg has a similar story, but I don't want to remember that
So
one.
I did not know where that was going.
Like, you pooped out an egg, you're like, well, I'm still eating it. So. I was gonna say, hey, I ate eggs, you know. It's still food, I mean, I guess.
I genuinely, for the life of me, do not know, but I just remember my dad and I used to just randomly say butt egg and just crack up for like 20 minutes whenever we said it. So I don't know. I'm like, that'll be my YouTube channel that'll get me millions of subscribers and a girlfriend. And it low-key, it did down the line. It took care of me, you know?
It was an investment, you know?
Exactly.
First the Butt Egg, then the Jmoji, you know?
Exactly. It blossomed. I literally hatched from the butt egg. Ugh. God.
Gab, you wanna go next?
Ah, yes. How about I tell you the tale of Woomy United today, the Dart?
I
you know?
was gonna say we should probably provide some context for the people at home.
Well, before I start with the Woomy United today, let's start maybe, like, you know, let's take a trip to the past.
Put a little harp sound
Buckle up.
effect over, the little harpsichord.
But becoming a YouTuber slash influencer, I hate that word, but slash YouTube channel wasn't my plan A. I was actually studying to be a stand-up comic.
Oh,
from
you have mentioned
That's
this.
why you're so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
you mentioned this.
the actual school of the funny, which is a French Canadian school called l'École Nationale de l'Humour, which I graduated in 2016, something like that. And the thing is, when you get out of like becoming a stand-up comic, you go mostly, you know, in late night at bars and do shows like that. And my humor was very internet gamerish, and I don't know if you know, but people in late night bars do not give a shit about internet humor. So I was booed off stage, and I was sad because I was like, that's the kind of humor I want to do, but I definitely cannot do this in bars, you know. I will just be like suicidal in a week or two if I keep like that.
You were booed off stage at like your first like showing?
No, not on the first showing. Because the first shows I did was kind of like in a more, how could I say, student-ish
Sure,
thing. So
sure.
the people watching, the audience, was very generous, you know, and they were like, oh, you know, you're trying your best, it's fine. It's really when I start doing bars late at night, and then, you know, you have like drunk people watching you, and they don't find you funny, and like, you know, where's the funny part coming? Like,
Tell a joke about Madden.
I'm trying.
Funny. Where's the funny in this comedy act?
Show us your butt.
Don't say that.
No, talk about Jack Daniels. Say something I can.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I can't let this continue. Me and Fyrus are having a little overlay war because he put up me, and then I put up him, and now he's saying to subscribe to Fyrus. I'm just gonna tuck you away. Good. I'm gonna push you away. Hold on. Wait, where's
Oh, there we
Gonna
go.
try. Wait, am I below you? Because I can try to like catch.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
hand
just
him
pick
down
him
to you.
up.
Hold
Pick him up and then-
on. There you go.
Pass it over here, bro. Right here.
There you go. I give it.
And then oh no, I lost it. Sorry, Fyrus.
Well, you're
Alright.
You're gone, buddy. And yeah, from that. Hold on. I think.
You can
Do I
sit
still
there.
have it with me?
My fail boat.
He's gone.
Oh, that is
Your
true.
Fable.
My Fable plushie actually bit the dust because my ferrets decided they really liked it. They
What?
just went like on it.
One of 683 failboats gone from the world.
Yeah, because
And you can get yours by going to buy.
dead by ferrets. It's a terrible way to go, you know.
I
That's
had no
terrible.
idea I went like that.
But they
That's
have such
unfortunate.
adorable tiny claws when they rip you apart. So it's like, aw, my organs, I don't need them.
I don't know where the fuck the moon went, but
You threw it the other direction, so it's probably on the other
It's
side.
behind
of
your
your
bed.
like behind there.
Ooh, hold
somewhere.
up.
He's going on a moon hunt. That's kind of an honor, though, if you think
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah,
Dan.
it
Like you
is.
had Gab's ferrets tore you up. You know, I mean, that's a privilege, I would argue. And not many people can say that.
Well, I mean, you just have to, you know, make a J plush and I can give you to my ferrets too, you know?
Yeah, and then just watch them go completely feral on it.
I'm gonna have like
I'm
a dead
honored.
count of my ferrets again plushies. It's like Jay couldn't survive, Failbolt couldn't survive, maybe Fyrus would survive, you know?
can survive the ferret.
arena.
Yeah. I put all of Mouthfuls into one cage, and the ferrets decided who lives. Sorry, Gab, go ahead.
Little emperor
Go ahead,
ferret. Squeak.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, after my vast failures in the late night clubs and all that, I decided, like, I still wanted to do the same meme-ish humor and very internet gaming and all that stuff, but I was like, clearly, I'm not meant for the, like, the night scene and all that. I'm not that world. So I tried internet, and I was like, you know, I saw Splatoon, I think. I actually missed the Splatoon. It was the test fire back in the day. Can't remember
Oh,
which game
yeah.
it was.
Do that.
I missed that one, but I saw the trailers and I'm like, that game looks dope. So I just, you know, bought the game on my Wii U and tried it, really liked it, and then did like meme-ish the Splatoon shorts actually, which wasn't the Splatoon short first. It was, I think I called it Ink Glorious Bastards. It was a very bad pun like that. You know?
I've seen that video. I've seen that video.
So good. Well, I'm just learning. So the more I learn about you guys, the more I realize that we all had gold starting out, and we just abandoned it for lesser ideas.
I mean, there was a bit of copyright claims with Inglourious Bastards, and I'll let you know.
Oh, well,
issues
yeah,
there.
that'll,
Get a little shot in the foot by the algorithm by just putting bastards in the title.
I had to call bankruptcy for my lawyer, but you know, it's all good fun.
Yeah, but
All
X
in
got
the
me into
name
some
of
legal trouble
arts.
too.
It was for the memes. I did this for the memes.
Worth
And then, yeah, Splatoon shorts really like kicked in, and then it was, you know, long story short, the stuff happened. Met Jmoji, met VN. Met VN with his, what was the name? His first series that popped up. It was
Was it the Sound series?
Yeah, the Sound series.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god,
That's
I
right,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah, like a Splatoon with Mario sounds, Splatoon with Sonic
Yeah,
sounds, and all
yeah.
that. That was great.
Yeah, that was like when I met him around that as well.
That's how I met you, Gab. Like through
Yeah, that is
Vian
true,
how
through
I met
Vian.
you.
That is
Wow.
true.
Ah, it's
And
so
then,
weird to think about that. That's so long ago. Like, wow.
Oh, it's what, 6 years?
It has to be
Good
close to
lord.
5 or 6 years.
Good
Splatoon 2,
lord.
Splatoon 1's been out for more than 6 years. So it was sometime around then.
Yeah, wow.
And yeah,
That's crazy.
That's wild. Splatoon 2's been out for 4, so yeah,
4
4 years. Yeah.
Already 4
Has
years?
it?
That's an entire
2017,
high
yeah,
school
yeah.
thing. That's crazy. I was a sophomore when that game
Yeah,
came
you were
out.
a baby when
Oh,
I met
wow.
you. So
I was a little.
Oh my god.
you were a little like little
Baby
a
Moji.
little tadpole when I met you.
Yeah, I was a little.
Now you're a
little
whole
baby.
ass frog.
I'm a fucking frog, bitch. You're the froggy, then leap.
Also,
That's what I am.
sorry, were you done with your origin story, Gab?
Oh, well, I mean, I can jump in the Woomy United Today stuff,
Okay,
but,
yeah.
you know, before
Oh,
I have a mental breakdown, do you want to start with yours, Fable?
Sure,
I was gonna
sure.
say just before we moved on that if it wasn't for Animal Crossing, my channel would probably not be anywhere. So, like, Animal Crossing
my
is what really put my channel on the map last year.
Animal Crossing was
Fucking
big.
like algorithmic gold that was for a while.
That's true. Evergreen.
Elbow.
So, I wanted to say, speaking of Jay being young,
Uh-oh.
ten-
That's never a good sentence. Don't start.
10 years ago today, half of Jmoji's life,
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Little Failboat decided to make his first YouTube video
Before he went to basketball.
before he went to basketball practice. Minecraft something point something came out and they added snow golems. And I'm like, yo, I want to make a machine that lets snow golems be built with pistons. I had been streaming for like about a month before that off of livestream.com.
The old
I
school.
know, right? Just to I could have been like the first person on Justin TV,
That would've been
but
crazy.
instead I went to livestream.com. But no, yeah, I started with that and Minecraft mods for like 6 years. Like 5-6 years, I exclusively did Minecraft related content. I dabbled a little bit in Nintendo here and there. Everything kind of flopped. It wasn't, you know, views back then because it was really just me having fun going through like high school and then eventually college.
So,
Yeah, what's up?
may I
Down in
interject
front?
real quick? When did Justin TV become Twitch? Like, how long ago was that? Do you,
Oh, I
do
have
you
no
know?
idea.
Wait, Justin
no.
TV
Justin
became
TV
Twitch?
Yeah, Justin TV was the original Twitch. That's what he meant by he
Whoa.
could have been the first person on Justin TV.
Yeah.
Oh.
For
I was
those at
10 years
home,
old.
the wee children at home that don't know the law there.
I
was
know
we
I was 10
children.
years old. I wouldn't when that was happening, so I
Justin
wouldn't have.
TV. I'm very curious. I'm really going to quickly look this up.
Yeah, do you guys not learn it in your Twitch streaming textbooks? Is that not like
In-
part of the
of
brand?
second grade? No,
Oh,
we
it's
didn't
2011,
actually.
June 2011.
Oh, wow.
Why?
Yeah, June 2011
God,
is
that's
when
crazy.
it became Twitch.
Wow.
Oh.
God, people are going to be out here learning about Twitch in their textbooks eventually.
Yeah. Mouthfuls.
And I
Good
wanna
for
be in the
education,
index.
you know?
If
Oh,
Mouthfuls
and then
is a whole
it
chapter.
rebranded in 2014 fully. Okay, cool.
Wow.
Sorry, go
Okay.
on.
14.
I was going to say, I thought Justin TV was like in existence for like a couple
it says
years.
like Justin TV moved its gaming section to a new site called Twitch in June 2011, and Twitch and the parent company of Justin TV rebranded as Twitch Interactive in February 2014. Interesting. Cool.
Wow.
Sorry,
Yeah, no.
go on, Dan.
Pretty much, I just did Minecraft for a good long while. I eventually made a little friend called Exploding TNT,
Never heard
and
of
he
him.
became yeah.
I was just about to say that, but I'm like, Fires will get that one.
He became pretty much like the YouTube partner for a very long time that I worked with like a lot of different types of content on. I helped out his channel a long time. Just some some sort of bug, I swear, flying up top in my room. In case you're wondering, I'm not looking, I'm not hallucinating.
He's come to ruin your story.
Yeah, right. But eventually, that branched out into little Oh Golly Purple Shep channel, which was just a Minecraft sheep that I role played as to make little YouTube videos on, and that was that lasted for like about 2-3 years. All this time, Failboat is still like, the Failboat channel rather, is still like a hobby channel, right? I wasn't able to make anything close to like full-time income off of it. And then Hat in Time came out. And Hat in Time is a 3D platformer that I was invested into the Kickstarter way back when. I had played the beta for a while. It was really cool. And Hat in Time was releasing at about the time when Mario Odyssey was super hyped up.
That's right, that's right.
So,
yeah.
Everyone was sort of itching for that 3D platformer kind of feel, and I was like, yo, wait, what if I did a thing on this while everyone's looking for Odyssey? And that was a good idea, because I made some Hat in Time content, and that precursored into Odyssey content, and Odyssey was the first thing that, like, blow up for me. Speaking of, like, algorithmic gold.
Stuff happens.
Like, yeah, no, I had some Minecraft stuff, like Mutant Creep or whatever video, that's 3.5 million or whatever, which is wild. Sorry,
Just
that's a whole other time. That's
3.5 million.
It's an 8-year-old video where I'm like playing a stupid line.
Office.
Don't mind me casually
ship it.
flexing.
Or whatever. But yeah, no, then Odyssey came out, and that introduced me to like what YouTube can be, as when it becomes something that can support your livelihood. And eventually, I was really worried I was going to be a Mario-only content creator. Then Kirby Star Allies came out, and that video did well.
Oh,
in fact,
I remember
probably
that.
some of my
Stranger
best...
Allies, right?
Yeah, Kirby Stranger Allies and the Funny Stuff Happens series, and that was like my signifier of like, oh damn, this is gonna be big. Like I can do whatever. I can be Nintendo variety, not Mario solo. And then it just sort of went from there. I did a bunch of variety content along the way, played Splatoon a bunch, played a bunch of competitive Smash, met these wonderful people, formed the Failing Four for a little while. We did all that for a good minute, and then we're moving on to Mouthfuls, and here we are. Now, I just want to close up the circle real quick, you know?
A whole new chapter.
Yeah, welcome to Mouthfuls.
Welcome.
Yeah, no, that was the shtick.
Two points I have about Dan's story, which I love and is fascinating. One, you know when people say like, maybe because we're a little bit younger, but when people say like, oh yeah, I was a jeweler for 40 years. And then you like think about how long that person was a jeweler and how much of their life was consumed by that job. And you're like, fuck, dude, like that's crazy.
Give your soul to the jewel.
Yeah, right? It feels like that. When Dan said he was making Minecraft mod videos for 6 years, I got that feeling of like, holy shit. That's like, that's just so much. First off, that's a quarter of my life. But still, that's like crazy. That's crazy to think about.
It was all just like variety Minecraft. Yeah,
that's just that fast. But I guess that was a really big thing back then too, was Minecraft mod videos. Because I used to love Minecraft mod videos. So I don't know. I guess that was the move, and it brought you here now.
They worked out really well. I was gonna say they worked out really well because I would literally go down the Minecraft forums page, and there would just be mods for people like publishing, you know, their new stuff, and I was like, oh, I can make a video on it. And then it gets featured on their little page, which promotes viewership back to me. Some of my early videos had a couple thousand views, which for me back then with a channel, you know, nothing, was pretty crazy. I remember I had like a video that got like 20,000, and I'm like, what the hell? This is, I'm like 18, which is crazy because now people are out here with 18-year-olds out here with channels with like 3.5 million subscribers.
The Tommy Innits of like 14 years old and they have like 10 million subs.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jay, what was the other thing?
And the other thing I wanted to say was Splatoon has all touched our lives in some way at some point and brought us where we are. I don't know what to take away from that. Maybe that Nintendo owns us in a sort of aspect. They have that. They're just like, yes.
They rule over us with an iron fist.
Dan, how did you put more water in your glass between when we started recording and now?
He's got a jug.
Were you monitoring that the whole time? I had 2 glasses. Oh, a little bit of movie magic here. I poured 2 glasses beforehand.
No, it freaked me out because you were drinking and it was half empty, and I was like, wow, Dan's drinking a lot of water. But then you had a full glass to the next shot, and I'm like, that's not consistent. this game.
It doesn't
There's a
line up with the
continuity error there somehow.
Like you come back to a shot and someone's got a different shirt on. He's got like 2 full glasses of water.
You know,
You're
Failboy
gonna
is
be
just
so surprised when I pull out another glass that's filled with lemonade. I pissed in the cup while we were monologuing.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh
I'm
god.
not thirsty anymore. You know, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, really. I'm not too
Butt
interested
eggs,
anymore.
piss lemonade, whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
god. I'm sorry. So yeah, you said your second point. Excellent. Yeah, no. It's been fun. Last 10 years have been crazy, and it's wild to me that things are starting to wind down, or not wind down, wind up to like 1 million subscribers slowly but surely.
Oh, that blows my mind thinking about that. I'm beyond excited.
1 million subscribers, 10 years. That's both of like the biggest like digit milestones I'll probably ever hit on this channel. So
Well, until you hit 10 million
Yeah,
subscribers, you'll be like,
until
fucking
you
a
get to
million.
10 mil.
I
Hey,
was
everybody.
playing one.
welcome back to Failboat. I'm currently on year 100 of streaming.
Oh,
You
man,
got like
yeah.
an IV drip and everything.
Oh, that's just sad.
Hey, Super Mario Odyssey 5.
Well, good
Yeah.
morning. Hello there, Purple Shep.
Uncle Phil.
He ages with me. We get like a different voice mod for it.
Toaster hats.
Then 100 years in the future, so he's like his own actual AI. That's like, just
my God.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Dude,
like,
I'm not gonna be. I swear to God, if I'm on my deathbed and the fucking little like robot nurse is like, "Oh golly, would you like your IV drip now?" Just pull the plug. I will reach over with the last of my fucking strength and just
Get me out of
take
here.
me out.
Oh, not
Oh
like
god, if
this.
any of the AI in the future use the Will from Afar voice, that's it. I'm
Yeah.
stopping. I'm tapping out.
That'd be
All right.
terrible if society evolves and technology evolves to that point, but that's the voice that they give like sentient
Oh
robots.
my god.
Oh my god. I can't,
Yeah.
they'd be like that. It would just be that. And people would be like, oh, this is hilarious. You'd be the one guy who's like,
Yeah, no, please, end me.
Oh, for the love of God, put me out of this misery.
They all play a fucking epidemic sound whenever they walk around. Just walking everywhere.
oh my god.
All right. I've taken enough time here. Gab, I want to know about Woomy United today because that's been a reoccurring point throughout this
Actually,
podcast.
Yeah.
So far.
Very stupid point, but there's a train where I live, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes before talking about Woomy
Oh,
United
no.
today. 'Cause
Okay.
it's gonna sound like, so yeah, what happened is, and then I went,
I hear you, Cyrus. I hear you. I hear it.
so it shouldn't be too
Oh.
long, you know?
I thought that was the train. It's Fires playing mischievous Minecraft
Imagine,
music.
imagine a train blasting Kevin MacLeod as it goes
So
by.
much better than the robot idea. Can you imagine? Instead of being
Oh.
like choo choo, it's like.
Oh my god,
my
a
God.
utopian society, a dystopian society.
Talking about
Yeah.
blasting music, I had a sad realization recently that
What's that?
whenever I hear a car blasting music, it's never the kind of music that I like, you know? I'm never like, oh, is that the battle team for like No Straight Road? Oh my man! I'm like, no, it's not. And I'm like, is it because the
'cause
people that like my kind of music don't blast music, or is it because they don't own cars? I don't know. It still eludes me.
There's not a single Disgaea fan who drives.
Is it because the gamers that share interest in me can't afford to fucking drive?
It's like a fucking Venn diagram. Venn diagram. Disgaea fans, car owners.
Yeah, you do.
There's
You
no
can't.
overlap. There is no
Yeah,
overlap.
that's not exactly it. There's nothing. Anyway,
That's
go
not
ahead.
the
Go
answer I
ahead.
was expecting.
Anyway, so train is pretty much gone. About Woomy United today, you know, the kind of darkest time in my channel because, you know, when it rains, it pours. By the time when Woomy United today happened, you know, at first it was just a silly little video that was like, you know, talking about squid parties and all that, and it was just like an infomercial of like squid parties are in danger and Woomy United today is here to protect them and all that. And the reaction was so good from people that were like, you know, we want Woomy United today to be a real thing.
Yeah, because it was just like a fictional concept. You were like, "This is Woomy United today," like a bit.
Yeah. Exactly. And at first I like, it was just a joke. So I was like, there's no worries in that. But I saw the reaction and I told myself, what could go wrong? Yeah. And then the thing is, when it first started, there was like maybe a week or two that it was just pure bliss. That a lot of people online were just seeing each other with the name and what are you doing, Virus? I see the giant forehead
There
on
I
your...
go. Why do you have that, dude? When would I ever give that to you? Did you steal that?
No,
Me
it's
when
just on my
someone
own
says a
hard drive.
funny joke.
It's just on my own
There
hard
I
drive.
am. There I am. I'm in this podcast twice.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jmoji. I have longer hair now, and I'm in space. Now, this is my friend Virus. Have you met him? We're hanging out together.
Nope, close.
I like head pats. They're good for me and my mental health.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Wow, I don't have a little tiny round Virus to freaking...
Sorry, I hijacked your story. Go on, Gab.
Oh, no, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry. I like these little paws of the logos coming up. Like,
Yeah. I'm just gonna put like Isaac Torquey on my screen real quick in like the middle of your story. Just like, go ahead.
Anyway, come on, Virus. Stop with it.
What the hell is that?
He says, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Oh, by the way, here's another thing.
It's just my friend. Come on, man.
Okay, but it looks like it's really there somehow.
Yeah, see, the
What the
audio
hell? It does look like that.
The audio listeners have fucking zero clue what's happening.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot the podcast. Why does that look like it's there?
'Cause it
Oh,
is.
it's really creepy.
Because it is.
Yeah, what is that thing?
is
I know it's
that?
from Five Nights at Freddy's, but
It's like, I think it's Balloon Boy or DD. I think it's DD.
For reference, Virus has put a little overlay, dancing animatronic on top his webcam right now. Well, here, Gab, let's kick it back to your story as Virus
No,
kicks away.
I want that thing gone if I keep my story.
Okay,
Scares me.
hold on.
Hey, get that out of here!
Push it away.
Wow, there he goes. All right, at peace once again.
Is it gone? Okay. So where was I before? Come on, Virus.
Sorry, go on.
So you were saying that Woomy United today was a bit, and then
Yes.
you were saying it was like the calm before the storm. People loved the bit. It was
Yes.
a joke. Yeah.
So yeah, and the first few weeks it was mostly just people in private lobbies seeing each other, making new friends, and they were telling me like it's such a great way to meet people that enjoy squid parties and just chill
remember
around
that.
and all that. And I was like,
remember
that's
that.
so great! I'm so happy for all of them. And
People
then
put like the what on their tag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
it-
people in my
it was-
Discord server used to talk about that like all the time.
and it was harmless at first, and I was like, that's super fun, just people meeting each other and having squid parties. That's great. And then the Splatfest happened.
Oh,
And yeah,
Is that
some
it?
people. It's with the Splatfest, since a lot of people are actually playing to win because you get rewards from the Splatfest.
Oh.
And a lot of people were trying to do squids parties in the Splatfest game, which at first, if you meet like two pre-made groups that are what members and all that, that was perfectly fine, just have a blast. But it ended up having a lot of people that said like, well, I was trying to play Splatfest and every single game I had, there was nobody playing, just people squiggling around like, so they were like, yeah, that was the
was
worst.
the issue because everyone would squid flop in Woomy United today, right? It
Yeah.
was like, and people get really upset by that after a point.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it's very
It just turned-
unsportsmanlike or something.
Yeah.
Turned to like a clan tag that signified you as someone that's going to not play the game seriously, which created this stigma of like, oh, what is terrible from my knowledge. Gab, take it.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. After the Splatfest, I got like super big backlash because people were like, what have you done? You created a monster, and I had no way to control it because there's no like way that I could say like you can have the what name and you can. It's just anybody can go in their name editor and just put WUT and bam, they were what members, and that's why at first it popped so fast because it was super easy. But now what became super easy became super hard for me to have any control whatsoever. So I tried, making a rule video saying like only do it in private lobbies and all that, and try to respect choice of others, don't force it. But by that time, the damage was already
Yeah,
done.
it was like too far gone at that point.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Everyone was flopping. No one could stop them.
What was the death of it then? Like, what made it stop?
I just stopped making
Oh, you
any
stopped promoting
content.
it. Yeah, you stopped promoting it. Okay, that makes
completely.
sense.
Like, just pulled the plug on it. And people at first were like, you didn't do enough, you know? But I was like, I knew that if I kept insisting, it would just bring it back to relevancy. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know, just make it like it never happened. Just at
Yeah.
some point, it just disappeared. Like that proof.
Because there's people that feel like since you have a platform, it's your place to be like, stop doing it, even though they don't really realize how impossible of a task that is to control so many people. Because it gets to a point where you can't. Like, you have you have influence, but you don't really have the power to like tell them stop and they will listen. So.
And it's not that I didn't have any part of it, because I definitely like started it. But yeah, that's the point that I can't go like in everybody's home and be like, don't squid flop, you know? Watching you.
See,
Don't.
I think like at a certain point it got so big that it was very much out of your hands. Like, it was something that you started, but it's not like everybody had to circle back to GG Gabriel Gaming to know what is. If you have a what member in a Discord server who's friends with other people, they could say, oh, Woomy United today is this and this, and they might not even know anything about you. It just it became its own thing beyond that. But because it came from your channel, people were probably like, oh, that's where it came from, so therefore that's what it is. And of course you never intended it to be that way.
Oh no,
But
good lord.
That I feel like that happens with everybody's fan base in a certain regard. Is you get a meme going and you might start it, but it goes beyond your control, and then people are like, oh, that's annoying. But then they are like, oh, it's your fault, you know.
Yeah, and that's the bad part about people mostly thinking it's my fault, because I had some pretty young audience, and after like maybe a month after Woomy United today, the death threats were just piling in on my inbox and all that, and I was like, what is happening right now?
What? No, I recall this. I remember this.
Yeah,
To re-clarify to people, this is an unofficial clan in Splatoon that just squid flopped. That was it, right?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
People took it way too seriously, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know there were death threats involved. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was.
people get angry by that
At
kind
the
of
start,
stuff.
I couldn't open my YouTube channel without looking at my like inbox and see like at least 5 death threats daily.
What?
And I still, it's much more rare, but to this day, I still maybe get 1 a month. And I just, you know, at some point, you know,
like
they
now?
became so frequent. I still do. And I'm like, but it's been years. And I haven't done a single thing about Woomy United today anymore. I don't even, well, except for today, I don't even mention it. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The resurgence is now, and I'm joking.
Yeah.
You heard him, guys. Bring it back. Here
Oh,
we go again. Round 2.
Cut the feet, cut the feet.
Splatoon 3 is coming up. We gotta give it something.
Yeah, Splatoon 3, the resurgence.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying about it. It goes beyond your control, though, because I still see Woomy United today tags when I play Splatoon.
Yeah,
And
no,
you haven't
the
touched it,
occasional
people just
time.
do it.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
No, that's what I was just saying. Is like it occasionally it pops up and you haven't touched it. It just keeps going.
The occasional time I log into Splatoon, I still see Woomy United today. So it's crazy that it still exists.
It's rare. It's rare, but it's
It's
out
rare,
there.
but it's still a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think my biggest regret is that I wondered what could have been. Like, if it just stayed, like, the first few weeks that were just, like, you know, people meeting in private lobbies, making friends, and just have, like, you know, a group of people that just enjoys squid flopping. That would have been just simple, easy fun, but...
Yeah. It was harmless.
Maybe, yeah, that's the thing, it was harmless. But then again, maybe I'm, like, you know, being too naive about something that's so open online that anyone can join without any
for
repercussion
sure.
whatsoever. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I should have thought about that a little more before jumping in and being like, this is gonna be fun.
Well, I don't. It's sort of like, what are you gonna know about?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I
how
feel like
this
it's
is
a
gonna
learning
pan out?
experience, but like,
Yeah.
how are you
End of the
supposed to
day,
know?
it's
That's what I'm
something that
saying.
clearly snowballed. Go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say, like, that's the lesson we can take away from it ultimately, to put this into something that somebody else could be like, okay, there's use to what we're, you know, the warning that we're heeding. When it's difficult to realize when you have influence, stuff like that can perpetuate very far. So nowadays, Gab and all of us ultimately see, and having our own experiences similar to that, we're very careful what we put out there, because you know, if you start a meme of some kind and it catches on, you're gonna hear about it a whole lot. That's why you have to be careful, like, don't make a meme where you're making fun of somebody or you're saying something that's like super offensive, because then if that catches wind, and even if it's beyond you, if you go on record saying that's not what it was supposed to be, it doesn't matter. It might have your name on it for a very, very long time. So that's, you know, I think people go into YouTube thinking it's just all going to be, I'm just going to have good influence, I'm going to make good memes, have inside jokes, but it's the internet. Like, you are open to all of the world. You know what I mean? Things can catch on that you might never expect. You never know where it's going to go.
Yeah, it can slip so fast. That's the things that you can have the best intentions at first, and you know, 1 week later, it's taken out of context, or it's taken in another way, or somebody takes it and then it just goes like,
yeah,
just can't go back.
I agree.
And except if somebody has something else to say about it, because as I was mentioning before, screen, okay, I wasn't the only one that saw my screen go.
I saw that too.
Hack complete. And then when Wumi United today started, like, you know, dwindling down, and I finally started having like to catch my breath, the adpocalypse happened.
Oh yeah,
and that was a great time for all YouTubers.
Oh, the good old days.
Good old apocalypse,
my beloved.
My beloved, making $1 every month.
Oh man, yeah, $12.
Stop adding elements.
Virus is just putting more Five Nights at Freddy's characters on his screen.
Why?
And
just livening up the environment, because you guys have these cool, like, you got a green screen, you can do whatever you want with that. Jay has got like,
that's true. You know what?
Zelda stuff.
No, that's a fantastic point.
Gab's got like an interesting background. I need something.
can we have
I don't have any background. Like, I am the one person here that doesn't have a background. So you know what? I have a solution to that. What we're going to do is I'm just going to, like, select color, pick screen, something like this, maybe. Then...
Oh my god, you got this guy doing it.
There we go.
Virus's background with the characters over yours. Now you have.
Yeah, see? Hey everybody, so when I started YouTube, I was a stand-up comedian. I got booed off stage.
Is that Gab's
and I'm also bald.
That's Gab's.
I just suck up Gab.
No, it's an image. Okay, I thought it was his camera feed just underneath.
No. Before we started, I made this bit how I was gonna change out my background to Gab's background. I'm glad I found a segue point to it, because I had forgotten about it.
That's great.
Wait, no, wrong layer.
How do you have an image of him not there?
He probably Austin.
You know that moment where you went to get a drink, Jay?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
I told Failboat, you know what would be funny if, like, we all have our background and one of your background is our background. Okay, so I just moved out of my my camera and he took a picture. So that's
another visual joke for the people at home.
Yeah,
I want to keep this
viewers.
So
I'm gonna make him.
I actually have I have a thing, right? You know, we're doing this like YouTube sort of like how we got started. You know, what was our origin story? One thing people like ask me a lot, either in conventions, in chat, whatever, is like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. What am I doing to start this YouTube channel? What's a tip? Do you guys have any like one or two things that you would value the most out of everything on YouTube that keeps you either going or powers your content? Hit me with it first.
Yeah. So when it comes to, like, you know, starting out on YouTube, making content, I think the most valuable thing is, well, first of all, you have to be doing it for the right reasons, because I see a lot of creators do it for the wrong reasons. They get into it first for, like, they see people who do it and they're successful, they make lots of money out of it, and they do really cool stuff. Or they
the ladies
they have the wrong expectations.
You're not getting it.
They get into it and they don't have a creative bone in their body, because I've seen people say, like, what if I want to, like, become a streamer or a gaming YouTuber, but I don't know how to be creative? And I'm like, don't do it until you can. Because, like, I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get into it and then you have, like, struggles with making stuff sometimes, but it's ultimately like a creative career. You gotta, like, go into it because you want to create, you have ideas and you want to, like, share them with people. Another thing is, don't overthink your first video. I see a lot of people doing this. They're like, oh, I don't know what to do for my first video. I want it to be good. I want people to like me. Just make it. Just fucking do it, because you're gonna look back in like a month, 2 months, a year, and think it's fucking garbage anyway. All of us do. Just do it and keep going with it. What's up?
I was gonna say, if I could add on to that, yes, definitely super echo the, like, don't overthink your first video. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not sure about your guys, but look at mine. Look at my first video. It's stuttery. It moves at 5 frames a second. It's raining in the game, and I had no time to wait for the rain to go, so my computer fan is going crazy. It's terrible.
Same as mine as well. My first video.
Yeah.
I stormed the scene with butt eggs, so I mean, you know.
Exactly.
My first video is a scripted nightmare, so I feel you.
I think part of that is also, like, even if you don't think you are creative, that necessarily shouldn't stop you from trying it out if you have an interest in it.
Yes, for sure.
Because, like Fire said, if you go in with, like, the wrong expectations, I see a lot of people assuming they can make a job out of it. And I think in the news, there were some stories of people who are dropping college, dropping high school, whatever it is, to pursue a job in YouTube. That's like, you know, again, like Fire is saying, that's a wrong expectation. I think YouTube should be gone into with a little bit more of a
hobby mindset.
Let's experiment. Hobby mindset, exactly.
Passion.
Experiment and don't ever stop experimenting and keep it going from there. And I mean, honestly, I think a lot of us, even today, we experiment. You don't ever just do something forever. You can have something that does, you have something that does well for a long time, but you have to experiment and learn and be willing to adapt to keep it going. There's a lot of struggles with that in YouTube, but I think for and foremost, being able to adapt and the willingness to adapt and try things out is incredibly important.
Because yeah, absolutely. Because I was gonna say, it's the same with any creative industry. You get into like music, art, video creation, anything like that. You don't go into it expecting to make it a career. It just kind of happens because that's the nature of what we do. And I was going to say the one last thing I have on this is collaboration, is to reach out to people that are like similar size, making content that you enjoy, that you kind of want to put out, and, you know, just networking, because that's like the most powerful thing about doing this kind of stuff. Like, you network with people, you make friends that do the same thing, you make content together, you help, you know, you help each other out. You scratch their back, they scratch yours. You expose your audience to them. They expose your their audience to you. I can't word today. I'm sorry.
Scratch their belly.
Scratch their belly. Give them a little tummy rub, you know. Scratch them. Give them little scratches.
The back is just our recommendation. It's whatever you want to scratch on them. You make sure you have their permission. And we can work something, you know.
But yeah, no, collaboration, networking, and the most important thing is, like, I know a lot of people have anxiety when it comes to reaching out to creators. Maybe don't shoot for creators that have like super loads of subscribers and stuff at first, because that can be very hit or miss.
If I may, is that okay? I wasn't sure if it was like shut up or yes you may.
No, I was pointing. I was like go. Sorry.
I think you can shoot for the stars, but there's really a way to approach them, because
I was about to go into that. It's like, I worded that poorly, sorry. Don't like go for that and always expect like an answer, because people get busier the higher up you go. But the one thing I was going to say is don't be afraid to shoot your shot, because what's the worst that someone can say? Just say no and you move on with your life.
I want to also add to that, in that I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of people sometimes who work with those people with a larger base. I've seen people get handed a channel that wasn't necessarily their demographic that they wanted to appeal to, but that was their base. Having an audience come to you before you're ready to handle that kind of an audience can sometimes just not be as ideal as it sounds. Like, you can work with a larger content creator, and sometimes you'll get that in, but you might it might be a little overbearing when they're there from another creator. Personally, I say, you know, if you can work with someone else your own size, I think that's best for everyone, because then you can learn together and build together. So don't be afraid to shoot your shot, but the caveat of that is, you know, if it does work out, you know, there's going to be a difference of worlds.
Yeah.
And that ties into something that I think about a lot with YouTube. People are like when my friends that I grew up with in school are like, oh man, you're gonna blow up one day, and what if you had like 1 million subscribers? And it just kind of gave me an outside perspective of, yeah, I think a lot of people go into it thinking, whether it's through collabs or by any other means, I want to blow up, I want to get like 1,000, I want to get 10,000, whatever. But I think if I had 1,000 subscribers and then went to bed one night after uploading a video and woke up with 10, I'd shit my pants.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, like, people always make it out like they want this explosive growth. They want to go from, like, I don't know, 1,000 to like 100,000 to 1 million, like in a couple of months, and like the high of getting famous really quickly and the numbers just skyrocketing. But mentally, that is some kind of fuckery. I remember when my channel popped off with Animal Crossing, and that wasn't even nearly as explosive as some other people, and I struggled to keep up with like the numbers, because if you grow at like a steady pace, you kind of just mentally get accustomed to like the amount of people to expect. Like, you stream one day, you get 100 viewers, next week you might get 110 viewers. You kind of grow with your growth. And like, you get to know people more, you get to know the people in your community, as opposed to going to bed one day with 1K, and then waking up with 10K, and then you just don't know anyone. It's just all new people. They're just, because eventually when you grow to a point, it does become like a sort of mass of people that you can't really identify with, which kind of sucks, but that's the nature of it. But the steady growth means you get to make those kind of more, in a not parasocial way, but like you get to, like, you know your community a little more.
You got better familiarity with them. You have 4 years of at least being able to read comments.
Exactly.
And knowing those people before it becomes too like a flying chat you can't keep up with.
Like, I got to know like so many cool artists and stuff because my channel kind of just was like, you know, steadily growing instead of just going like alley up like that and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just interesting.
I think the last point I'll make on that is that everyone likes growth. No one likes to talk about the other side of it, the loss. When, let's put it like, I'm not sure if you, and people at home, I'm sure you've either seen or been a part of a YouTube raid or a Twitch raid at some point. Let's say someone with 1,000 viewers, or someone sends a 1,000 viewer raid over to someone. That number is going to be 1,000 people at first, and then it's going to drop, and it's going to drop a bit, and it's going to keep on dropping, because that's just people, you know, they come for the raid and they sort of move on. Working or having a large spike out of nowhere on YouTube, whether that be a big collaboration or a video does really well, things are going to go up for a minute. You're going to have a bunch of viewers, you're going to have a bunch of subscribers, and it's eventually, at some point, going to start to tick down. And a lot of people, they will try a lot of things to try and keep that ball up in the air. It's a tough pill to swallow, and it always comes with the growth. And it's something that I don't see a lot of people talk about, and something that you definitely have to, like, accept and be cautious of when you're going into this.
Yeah. Everybody gets super excited over the fantasy of getting rated by a big streamer, but, like, then there's the reality that a lot of the people, at least especially with streaming, but even sometimes with YouTube videos, some people get those big raids and they never reach that viewership ever again.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you that. You think, oh, Ninja rated this guy, but then nobody watched the stream after that. For a number of reasons.
Like, raids are kind of like opening a door and like exposing new people, but you still got to work and grind after that. It's not like handing you an audience. It's like collaborations. Like, say I made a video of Dan, sure, some subscribers will come over, but that's just opening a door for new people to come in and see my stuff. I still have to work hard to keep them there. Otherwise, it does nothing for you.
Thank you for the topic title in the top left corner there, Fires, by the way. I appreciate it. Just to keep us in the loop on what we're talking about.
For sure, dude.
You know, they're going to be coming from, again, another audience. So they're going to be expecting certain things, and that might not always align with you. I think we're sort of spinning this into a little bit more of a negative light than we originally intended it to be, but
well, it's the reality of it. There's a big reality that a lot of people, you don't want people going out thinking, I want to get raided, raid me, raid my stream, I want all the Failboat viewers over here. You don't necessarily know exactly what you want until you grow your own channel, because it's tied into what we were saying. The explosive growth is not something to what's the term? Just fantasize or romanticize.
Yeah, to aim for, like,
Yes,
be your
yeah.
objective. Like,
You need
I
something
will be
practical.
rated. Like,
You have to have a practical expectation of what's going to happen. And if you go, you know, if people go out there thinking it's all good, and then Virus raids me, and then I'm going to be famous from there on because Virus did it, and now they're all here. It's not a practical way to think. What we're saying might actually help people from getting discouraged when that happens, because inevitably it will ultimately.
Yeah.
There's stress. There's a lot.
yeah.
There's a lot of stress tied with this thing because you're always
Absolutely.
on the front line. But yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
the best way to view like rating and all that is see it as a nice bonus, but not something that will necessarily happen, you know? Be happy if it happens to you, but don't be mad if you never get that big explosion or that big raid. That's not the game. That's the rare, like, exception. And if you get it, you're happy, you know, like, have fun. But if not, just, well, keep doing your stuff, keep growing, keep working, keep producing videos, but just don't stop. Maybe it'll happen, hopefully.
Yeah.
But don't set like, oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna work for 2 years, then I'm gonna make that video, then at 2 p.m. I'm gonna get raided by Mr.
Yeah,
Beast.
really.
He's gonna give me $2,000. You know, no, it doesn't work like that.
That just gave me like that moment. I realized, I forget where I was. It was some platform. It was Twitter or TikTok or YouTube or something. And I saw this thing. Yeah, I mean, there's some good content on TikTok. That's
No,
worth
wait, do you
watching.
do TikTok? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I don't. Oh no, I don't
No,
post
he was
on it.
on
No.
the platform.
Oh, you were
That's what I
on,
was-
like you were
yeah.
you were browsing. Okay,
I was browsing.
like,
And I
oh,
saw
I'm
this
missing
thing.
some Jmoji content.
I saw this thing, and I don't know how crazy people are about like manifesting. I don't necessarily know everything about, oh, I'm gonna manifest this, but it was supposed to be one of those things that you say to yourself and things happen. But I thought it was just like really good life advice that I'm realizing based on this conversation heavily applies to YouTube. And it was something along the lines of like, I don't chase what is mine will come to me. Something along the lines of that. If you're going to get rated by a big YouTuber, if it's going to happen, you can't chase for it and fight for it and wait for it every day. If it happens, it happens. And when it happens, you present yourself the best you can. You can't necessarily chase to be like, you know, I'm going to release, like Gab said, you can't chase that structure and say, I'm going to release these videos at this date, and then this YouTuber is going to see it, and then this video will make me blow up. You can't do that. All you can do is put yourself out there, enjoy what you're doing, and if things are going to come to you, if a community will come to you, they'll come to you because they like what you're doing. You can't say, subscribe to me because I got the best content and I deserve to be rated. If it's yours, it'll happen. You know, sometimes it's beyond control, and that's, I don't know, that's kind of helped me a lot when
And, like,
making videos.
And like Virus is doing right now, use every opportunity available to you.
To write subscribe to
If there's a
Virus
moment to chill,
on
find
the
it.
screen.
No, but seriously, I think a lot of it comes down to Jay. You said something really good. Like, present yourself the best that you can when the opportunities arise.
Yeah.
You know, there was something else I was gonna say, and I've lost the point I was gonna segue into.
Is it because of my shilling?
A little bit. It definitely like moved to the forefront of my thought where I was like, I gotta bring up the subscribe to Virus.
But
Let's
I
go.
think one thing that a lot of people I see, like when you said about that, when they like leave their job or stop studying to go to YouTube, I think a
Oh, I
lot of
remember what it was. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go
But
ahead.
yeah, I think a lot of people don't grasp what I like to call the mac and cheese years of YouTube, where you are.
What?
Yeah, I call them the mac and cheese year because
love that term.
that's all you're gonna eat because you're gonna be financially miserable. The first years
Oh.
of YouTube are like you make nothing. You first gotta like become, you know, I think it's member. It's
Ramen
partner?
years.
Partner.
Partner,
Yeah,
partner,
ramen
partner.
years. But you know, Canadian mac and cheese. It's
Yeah.
different.
You have to become a YouTube
The
partner
poutine
before you're
years.
monetized. Yeah.
There's a little bit of protein in it, so
Little bit
it's
of
better,
protein.
you know. Makes better stools. That's why you use it.
Man,
But
you were having
yeah.
a productive, healthy life when you started.
Thank you. You know, I'm a dad. My life changed now. It's all about my stools.
Yeah, no, still they're way worse now.
But yeah, I see a lot of people get in there and they expect like, you know, the cash is gonna flow like really, really fast. Ah, thank you, Virus. That got us too. You see? Gotta have a strong support, you know. Gotta sit on
You
it.
see, podcast viewers, no.
But yeah, and you really gotta be prepared for a lot of years that you're gonna need a plan B for your money to like pay the rent or pay your food or stuff like that, because you will not live out of YouTube, except if you're very, very, very lucky or you got some brand deal or something. But most of the people I know never got one, so get ready for it.
So that sort of segues into what I was gonna say, is that schedules are, I still feel, important, because at the end of the day, some people say that YouTube is never random, and I'm sort of like half and half on that, because I do feel there's a lot of elements that to YouTube that are so complex that it almost feels random. But when you put your stuff out there and you throw something at a wall and you try something, and if you are interested in growth, because it's not wrong to be motivated by growth necessarily, it's something you can choose to pursue as long as you're not overly reliant on the growth, you know, as long as if it's something that you want. I think everyone kind of wants to grow to some degree if you're looking to entertain to some degree. Yeah, exactly. It's not, we're not dissuading that necessarily, just more so keep, you know, things leveled. When you're throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall, videos, whatever, it's really important, at least in my opinion, to sort of look more into what the video could have done better. Maybe that's a little bit too analytical for what our beginner advice is coming out as. But I would say if you're distinctly looking to grow, and that is something you're looking to do, and you're keeping yourself in a healthy mentality around it, look into your own videos and look into your own stuff a little bit more, and consider what things might be like for the people at home that are following along with you. If you have a schedule, they'll kind of have an idea of when you're producing content. That'll add another viewer to a stream. If you're saying what you're going to make and what you're going to cover, that will certainly give them a little bit more information on the channel. If the video doesn't perform well, maybe look into YouTube analytics, are an incredibly powerful tool into analyzing and how learning more about how things work. There's resources out there, and I don't know. It certainly is possible. I've seen a lot of people somehow manage to make channels grow from like no subscribers to a fair amount within months' time. It's because they're very smart with what they do. I mean, good God, Dream exploded with some 30-something million.
Yeah, Dream was insane. That was like all of last year, right?
Yeah, a lot of it comes back to analyzing what works. Look at other parts of YouTube. Don't even look into gaming. Look into fashion. Look into
Beast.
food. Yeah, it's sort of see. You don't have to copy or anything. And even then, you can learn from inspiration.
Like I do it a lot as well. It's nothing wrong with like studying other people's content and seeing what's working.
Exactly.
I do it all the time.
And I think what you're saying, Dan, about like that, I don't think that is actually being over analytical. Like I think ultimately at the root, the whole point of YouTube and the source of all of its growth is that you're making entertaining content for people. People are dedicating an allotted amount of their time out of a day to watching something you produce. So if you're not growing the way that you want to, don't focus on necessarily the numbers or think that the algorithm's working against you. Many people jump on that one. Ultimately, it comes down to, are you producing something that you enjoy, and are you producing it at a level where you're very proud of it and you're giving it your all and you're putting it out there, and maybe it's not being well received. Maybe it wasn't as what you thought it was going to be. So like you're saying, you reflect, and analytics are going to be extremely helpful, but even the video in itself, ultimately the goal is for you to improve, and the views and whatever else comes naturally after that. It comes down to the one thing that you have control over. The only thing you have control over in YouTube videos is the quality of the content that you produce. Because you cannot control how many people see it in their sub box. You cannot control how YouTube recommended necessarily does it. You can put things that might help it. You can put certain tags, certain metadata, whatever. But ultimately, if you're producing a video that is not good or that you don't care about and you're just hoping that it'll get seen, no one's going to watch it. Because at the end of the day, all those numbers are people. If you're producing a video that I don't enjoy, I'm not going to sit here and watch your next one. But if you're producing a video that's really good and you're improving clearly and you're learning things about it, and you're, like you guys are saying, watching other stuff, I might enjoy the shit out of that video. And I'm going to watch your next one. That's what the numbers are. The numbers are people like us and like you and every single one of you, every single one of the viewers, you know? That's what at the root, making videos is, and making them good is the only thing we can control, really. So Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say if we've said our piece on this, I have another little spin on the questions.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
I like questions. I like spinning.
I was gonna say we've kind of there's a lot of YouTube that definitely isn't spoken on, and a lot of things that people don't necessarily will expect or prepare themselves for when they go into it, because there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that isn't all, you know, crazy. I was gonna say, what are like the best parts of YouTube, you guys? What are the things that stand out that remove all the work from your head and it's just, damn, I'm glad I did this, like that kind of feeling? What gives you that spark?
I feel like it's a bit hypocritical of me to talk on it because I've not uploaded in 3 months, but when I was consistent, I mean, when I'm in the right headspace and the right mindset, I really do enjoy the creative process. Like, because everyone's like, "Oh, you play video games for a living." It's like that's like 10% of the job.
Yeah, really.
I like
10% is generous too. You know, sometimes it's 5.
See, I enjoy taking
number.
something unedited, like, you know, just a raw recording, and making it into like entertainment, because that's just such a cool
Canvas.
thing. Like when you see, because some of it's tedious, like a lot of it is tedious, like subtitling videos, fuck that. But like the end result is just so satisfying that I kind of like used to push myself through it. And then I guess other things are like, you know, the appreciation, because it's very easy to think, like, to overthink stuff that you're doing and to, like, you know, kind of downplay your own achievements. But then you put something out there and someone makes you like fan art or something, or people come through on your streams and leave like incredibly like supportive messages, or like on Twitter they will reply to your stuff saying like, I don't know, man, your stuff helped me through like a rough period or something. That's so sick. Like, what the hell? Like, we're just guys making videos in our rooms, like playing video games and stuff. That's like the most insane part of the process, because, you know, we all started from nothing. So having people appreciate stuff that we put our heart and our souls into is like the coolest thing.
Yeah, we're just average dudes. Like, we don't go into it thinking that we're gonna friggin' help people through depressive states.
Yeah,
like, you don't think that your shit actually has an effect like that, because
has like weight to it.
Yeah, probably because of the numbers, because it's just, oh, 1,000 views. That could be 1,000 people who are like, this got me through my day, and it helped me so much. I don't know that until someone says it.
I think one of the sweetest thing that happened to me was at some point, I can't remember, it's been like a year or something. Mom came to me on Discord and said, my son is a huge fan of yours and he's like 8 years old. And she said, can you record something for his birthday party? Like, I'm making a game and I want to do something for him. And I was like, this is so sweet. And I think that mom was amazing. I was like, if my parents went to, like, I don't know who was my idol back in the days, and was like, oh yeah, can you record something for my son's birthday party, I would have had my mind freaking blown. And then she showed me pictures of how happy he was on his birthday, and I was like,
man.
oh, that is why I do YouTube, you know, to
Worth
see
it, dude.
so much happiness. That was amazing. That's one of my highlights.
Seeing your work and your efforts reflected in the eyes of another is the thing. Exactly, like the plush. Seeing, I have a fucking plush. What? I literally made videos on my bed on my like 2006 like MacBook. It's mind-blowing to me. But the stuff that really gets me, other than Fire giving me like a hernia from shaking my head about like a milkshake, comes from cons. Because so much of our stuff is, of course, gonna be talking to our computers. Right now, if my electricity booted out, I'm just a dude in a room, right?
Yeah.
But like,
so fragile. Without that armor, you're just a man.
Without the internet, you're nothing.
But going to like a con and like meeting people, I have a very distinct vision, because oh my god, I was totally like a fanboy for YouTubers, you know, when I was growing up, right? And like the moment of like, damn, I made it, was when I went to a con. I was at PAX East in front of the Nintendo booth. It was like 5, 6 years ago at this point. And I saw 2 kids who were very clearly, they had recognized me and they were like wanted to go up to talk to me, but they were like trying to like gas each other up to like go over. And it took the dad stepping to me and saying, hey there, my daughters want to talk to you. Like they both like scream and run. I was like, oh my god, wow, this is the other side of the seat, huh?
That's great.
Oh my god.
That was me and Hayden when we were meeting you for the first time. Like, oh, we saw you out there, we're like, go talk to him, go talk to him.
Yeah. No, dude. I mean, Jay, we can both speak on this. We did the signing at PAX East. Yeah, where we had like the booth. We had like a line around the corner of people that, you know, just wanted to come up, talk to us. Someone gave me chicken stock and made me sign a tube of toothpaste. So I hope
pretty sure you signed
whoever's tube of toothpaste I signed, I hope you're still using it, or maybe not using it. They're not really reusable. I hope, like, come on, man, don't make me sign that and just toss it away.
Years, but
yeah,
it adds some flavor, you know, the crust of the toothpaste.
That was my thing. Just seeing my thought reflect my actions, or anyone's actions, you know, reflected in the viewer's eyes, and seeing that resonate. Any medium, art, a nice message, seeing people come by, the best to me. Hayden, go ahead.
That reminds me of TMG. That was like my first con as, you know, Firus, and it was really fucking weird, but also really cool that people were like saying my YouTube name in person. I was like,
it's so weird.
I was like, there's real people that watch this shit. and then like I signed some guy's hat, and I was like, I'm giving an autograph right now. And I was like, what is this? Like, I remember we got to the con, and then someone yelled my name as soon as we got there. I was like,
what? Who?
The only thing I remember from TMG is how small I was compared to you. Oh
my god, the photo. Okay, whoever we're sending this to, I'm gonna give you the photo that we're talking about, because it's such a great selfie that we all took at the airport. We all like finally meet up, like, oh, quick pic with everyone. And, you know, me, Jay, Hayden, we're all like, you know, shoulder height with each other. It's going great. Gal like a gremlin from the corner. Like,
I'm gonna bite your ankles.
It was the best photo. Oh my god.
But but that's the photo.
That's the one. Look at
this one.
It's a great one.
It's the best. Oh man, that's good times. God, I was clean shaven.
I feel like people are gonna think that Gab just like got short so he could be in that photo, or he like was on his knees or something. That's actual height.
I think I was actually standing on my toes in that picture too. I was trying to reach higher.
You know, we should all stand up right now, just to give people at home like a scale reference. You know, all the witness viewers.
I mean, to be fair, our cameras would be at different angles.
Yeah, they'd be at different heights.
Yeah.
So, that's a terrible idea.
That's when Gab actually is like, the camera looks like he's higher than all of them. There you go.
I'll give you the GG life experience.
Gab is the only man who gets shorter when he stands up. Incredible.
I'm so glad he's so friendly about it, because boy, he can just tell us all to fuck off one day.
We give him shit for it so much.
Oh,
we love
it's
him.
okay. I'm used to it.
Oh my god.
But my YouTube thing, because I know the question earlier was like the thing of YouTube that
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
My like surreal moment, and I've had a lot with cons and stuff, but I think my surreal moment actually happened a week ago. I uploaded a video where I was replacing all of Breath of the Wild with my Twitch chat messages. So it was just really random stuff, and it was like the options were like poop, ass quesadilla, random stuff like that. It was so funny. Absolutely one of the funniest videos I'd ever made. I was super proud of it. I was cracking up editing, I was cracking up recording, whatever. And there were a lot of comments that were like, oh, this is hilarious. There were so many people that well received it. But what really was the most incredible feeling on earth is when two of my friends came over, two of my friends that I grew up with came over, and I was like, yeah, I released this really funny video today. And they're like, no way, I gotta see it. And I showed it to them, and they watched through the entire video, and they were crying from laughing. And that was the most, it was the most surreal, because like they're not as into video games necessarily as we are, so they might not, like, most of my videos don't necessarily appeal to them. It's not really their niche. But to know that, like, I guess seeing somebody directly reacting in person right next to you,
of course,
and to laughing on something that you made is way, it's just like the most incredible feeling. You couldn't you couldn't buy that feeling from anything. You know what I mean? And to think that there were behind the thousands of people that watched that video the same exact reactions, we just couldn't see them. That also kind of blows my mind, because that's why we do it, right? It's to make people laugh. When you see it, it just gives you this whole new validity that it never had.
Absolutely. It reminds me of when Snowy was stuck here for like 6 months because of, you know, global pandemic stuff.
Girlfriend.
And,
Girlfriend alert.
Uh-oh.
And she was like my what do you call it when you test something? Like a something focus
A lab rat?
No, focus audience.
Guinea pig.
Focus audience?
Yeah.
I think it's focus group or something.
Yeah.
She was my focus group for all of my videos, and there was something so like validating about watching her just sit in this chair watching like a video that I was editing and just like smirking and laughing at the stupid shit I was saying. I was like, it's fucking good. I was gonna say about like cool shit that you've done. Do you remember the KDA cosplayer, Jay?
Yes.
Oh my god, I remember the KDA cosplayer.
That was
I remember
insane.
that.
We were like, wow, so hard.
We were like, wow, that girl's cosplay is awesome. And then she was like, "Are you Jmoji?" And I was like,
you were just like, you were just like.
I was sick because we were in a fucking Target. We were in
I was gonna say we were distinctly in like a Starbucks or something.
Starbucks
like
at Target,
in the Target getting
in the
breakfast.
Target. Yeah.
She was
Oh
dressed
my
as
gosh.
Akali. If,
Yeah,
Akali from KDA.
Akali,
yeah.
yeah.
Akali,
And she got a photo with him, and we were just all like, yo?
We're all kind of gassing up our boy a little bit,
That
you know.
was
like,
very surreal.
Crazy. Insane.
That was the craziest
shit.
moment.
Because like, you were way
man.
smaller then as well. You were like 50K or something, like 45K.
That was 40, something around
Yeah,
40. 'Cause that was when
yeah.
you were around 10. That's crazy,
Insane.
man. That was more than 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. Time has flown so much. How much has changed?
It's like a time skip. We've gone through a time skip. We've all got our post time skip designs.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to have an eye patch in the next time skip. You know? I want to be like bigger beard.
Eye patch grown 6 feet.
yeah, what,
2 sleeves.
when do I get my
tattoos.
time skip? Like 8 belts on my shoulder, 3 on my waist, you know, all bandaged up.
Yeah, I just want to be. I want to look like I went through hell and back.
I just got longer hair and I put on like 50 pounds.
Me too, bro.
I went through hell and back. I uploaded 1 Roblox video. It ruined me.
Whoa, calm down, Satan.
Whoa, dude. Damn, bro.
Changed
Some
me.
of us have committed worse
Dude,
sins than others.
what happened in the time skip stays in the time skip, bro. We don't need to be talking about all that.
Oh, that's
Fucking
hilarious.
Roblox, dude.
Yeah, really.
Oh man. Yeah. So in conclusion, we all fucking hate you. No, don't ever do this. Never do this. Never become a YouTuber.
Not you, Fires. We don't hate you.
Yeah, unless you're listening to the podcast
I was
back.
just like, everybody on my screen is looking at me,
Betrayed.
so I thought everyone was talking about me.
Yeah, we all just look directly.
Yeah,
Hey.
you know who you are.
Oh my god.
How long has it been?
Whoa.
Hour and a half.
I was gonna say, should we start to outro it out? Is there any other things we want to say on YouTube while we're wrapping things up? Because we are 3 minutes to an hour and a half.
Become a YouTuber. Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stay in school, drink milk, don't do drugs, kids. All right.
Yeah. Brush your teeth.
I was gonna say
brush your school.
because we were speaking about fuck's sake.
Drink drugs, do milk.
We were speaking about like dropping out and stuff
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
Did any of you actually do that? Like, I know it's like we shouldn't be giving that advice and it's irresponsible, but did any of you like drop out of anything to pursue YouTube? None of you?
I was
No,
gonna
sorry.
I was gonna drop out of high school because I was really fucking. High school was the worst.
You were
struggle for me.
miserable though,
I
like
was
towards the end of
miserable.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like my sleep schedule was fucked. Like I just, and my grades were suffering. Obviously, it wasn't a
Yeah.
good time to be doing it. And I guess I'm not going to college to pursue YouTube. Like
Yeah,
that's a big
not-
step. All my
that's
friends
like-
went to college.
Your YouTube was working like in the gap where you were deciding, so that's
Yeah.
kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think with something with YouTube that's so is valuable is the right term? Like it's not necessarily guaranteed you're gonna have success until you're 40.
Very,
unstable. It's an unstable income.
Yeah, there is no promise of the
next
a
paycheck.
whole bunch of revenue the next day, you know. So
the mac and cheese year.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the term mac and cheese here.
So by not going to college, at least personally for me, it does feel like a big kind of gamble to take. Maybe not the same as dropping out of high school or dropping out of college to pursue it, because that is a different story. That's, you know, you really aren't sure if it's going to go anywhere and then you drop out. But I don't know, to a smaller degree I've experienced that same level of like, all right, I'm taking a chance here, like everyone else is going to be ahead of me if this falls through. And you know, I don't know, I guess in a way that kind of motivates me to keep going. Like, this is all I have, I got to pursue it, you know. It's
kind of, I guess mine is similar, except it's a step beyond high school, because I was in university. And I did like the first couple years, and then on the 4th year, I just didn't fucking go. And I don't recommend anyone do that. If you're going to uni, see it through. Don't do what I did. I just didn't go because I was like, I wasn't doing great mentally and stuff, and I was channeling that energy into YouTube, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drop out and just put all of my energy into this, not find a job and just do this. And I'm fortunate that it worked. Would not recommend anyone put themselves through that, because it's really not guaranteed. I just got very lucky that people ended up liking my stuff enough to, like, you know, make money off of it.
Yeah. I just want to say about that, that's an interesting point that just got me thinking. You actually very frequently hear people say, don't do what I did. Because you hear people say, I dropped out of whatever, but don't do it. And I think it's actually starting to societally have a reverse effect, where you hear that Bill Gates dropped out of something, you dropped out of Harvard or whatever. Yeah. Einstein was a C student, whatever.
It's gotta work.
Right. I think people are starting to have the reverse stigma where they think, well, these guys are successful and they dropped out, so it worked. The problem with that is the people who are successful that say they're dropped out are the only people you hear. You don't hear the people that dropped out and didn't become successful.
And then end up working like McDonald's or something.
Yes. Yeah. The people who are successful and when they dropped out are here. That's the people who dropped out and didn't. Like, there's marginally more, and you don't hear those stories because you hear me and Fyrus talk about it.
Because I only dropped out because I had a thing going, and I was like, there was potential there. Like, it wasn't just like I'm dropping out of with my partnered YouTube channel at 100 subs. Let's fucking go, baby.
Yeah.
No, I had a thing going where I was making money off of it, and I was like, I made the decision where if I can make, I felt like I could make it work, if that makes sense.
Yeah. As much of a risk as it was a calculated move.
Yeah.
Only you could determine that for yourself.
Plus, I was in a fortunate position where, like, you know, my parents put me up until I figured it out. So
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna joke and say, yeah, you don't need to start. You're like, I just dropped high school and now I work for minimum wage and I hate my job. Yeah.
$60 off of YouTube.
No one goes on the internet and says that, and even if they do, they're not big YouTubers, so you wouldn't hear it anyway. You know.
Just reached partner status. Got my first $60 in the mail. Time to move to LA. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, that's the rose-colored glasses that you have with YouTube, is you only hear the success stories and then you think you can replicate it, even if it goes against what you should do.
Also, I believe that Einstein didn't drop out of high school. He actually went to college and succeeded. I think it's a myth that he dropped out.
There you go.
That's right, and just like Einstein, following his great stuff.
Yeah,
just like Einstein, we'll all be myths one day. Non-existent and never really relevant.
You know what? Yeah, it's like that famous quote that Einstein said. Please, where's the bathroom? We all know that.
I know that one.
Yeah, I also like the Einstein.
Middle school.
I also like the Einstein quote that says, "Don't believe everything on the internet." You know, really a pillar of his time.
Yeah. Where'd you read about that one, Gab? That's a new one to me.
Oh, you know, I think it was on a cereal box or something. Classic Einstein move.
Classic Einstein cereals.
It says on the internet,
That
don't
was
trust
a
things you
weird
read on
box.
cereal boxes.
E
Oh,
equal
boy.
MC Crunch. Cereal.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, that's good.
Well, he did go to comedy school, so he's
True.
gonna be
That's right.
Ah!
Well, dang. If we have nothing else to say and Fires is done stretching himself thin.
Oh,
Fire,
that's
Virus,
a
you just turned into a whole different aspect ratio. Are you good?
big
There
fire.
we
Are you
go.
okay there, brother?
Oh no, he's a
Hey there.
giant! Run!
Oh, no. Attack on Titan.
There he is. Hi, Fires.
Oh, good. don't
Hello.
look like
There he is.
Just a little. You're so freaking precious when you smile. there it
There it
is.
is. There's the signature Fires
Yeah, a
smile.
little 2017 meme for all the kids today.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for watching Mouthfuls.
The fools!
Yo, that was fun. Guys,
That
what is your
was-
mouth?
Fun.
What was your mouth full of today?
What was my
Ice.
mouth
Virus,
full
go.
of today?
Nice.
Jay, go. What was your mouth full of?
I drank some tea during this.
Y'all, yeah, what was your mouth full of?
I add water from a Christmas glass, you know, because it tastes colder.
My mouth was full of love for my friends. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna say it, and it sounds sappy.
It does.
Virus is gone. I think we're all ready
Where did I go?
to go and never come back.
Yeah, to disappear.
And above all, the #1 tip throughout all of this is never start a podcast. It never works out.
As you
Thank you
can
all for
see-
watching Mouthfuls, everybody. Have a good
What am I
night.
looking? What is this?
Bye bye. Wait, hold on a second. Fires, wave goodbye with the weird stretched out pixels.
Oh.
There you go. Bye.
What's the name of the bad guy from Earthbound that's like a nightmare?
Sky
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, guys.
Sky guys.
Ah, I'm gone.
There he goes. Yeah. Run. Make a break for it.